being 17, 18, and then thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to provide for somebody now. Not when I'm not even providing for myself yet.
I just had a really engaging conversation with Cody Kennedy. After life handed him a few challenges early on in his young adult life, he's really found his way in manufacturing. I think you're really going to enjoy hearing from Cody Kennedy. Today, I'm talking with Cody Kennedy. Cody, tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do at C&G and how long have you worked here?
I've been with C&G since 2019. Started off in manufacturing engineering in the continuous improvement group. Since then, I've moved into recycling plant manager role, and I've been in that role for about a year and a half.
Yeah. So yesterday I got to watch you give a presentation in front of our MDI boards and talk about some of the work that we do. So tell me about that, like the MDI process and doing that. Like, how does that feel when you're up there doing it, thinking, I've got to talk about this board behind me.
It's not too bad. It's something that I used to do in my previous job,
Mm-hmm.
so I was actually pretty comfortable doing it here.
Good.
And then speaking in front of people and presenting stuff isn't an issue at all. Everybody's so close down there that it's like talking to a friend or a family member, and it's a great process because it gets everybody on the same page, lets everybody know in the department what all we're struggling with, and
Mm-hmm.
then it clearly identifies, what we need to work on together as a team.
That ability, though, to stand up in front of people and talk with a microphone and present, you know, most people would say they would rather die than have to do that. And you would be amazed at how many people tell me, I couldn't sleep last night, I thought I was going to throw up. So the fact that you can do that, that's a special skill that you should be really proud of. And I'm going to keep that in mind and have you do more presentations for us. So tell me, how did you develop that confidence, that ability to do that?
Uh, I don't think that's there, honestly. It's probably something it was just like,
Oh,
it's something
the
I gotta do,
material.
right?
Okay. Okay.
One thing that I've kinda done in my past is I try and listen.
Mm,
Listening's probably the most powerful thing you can do.
sure.
Um, so getting in front of people is not my favorite thing, but I just do it, right? And it's one of those things that you do when you're uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable through the whole process, but it helps you grow as a person. I believe being uncomfortable is growing pains, learning
Well
a new
said.
thing. I'm a big golfer.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, well, then you're really going through the learning because golf is frustrating.
yeah. And, you try and change something in your swing and it's uncomfortable and it feels completely unnatural.
Hmm.
And then you keep doing it and you keep doing it, then it becomes natural to you. It's the same thing.
How long have you been golfing? What age did you start golfing?
Oh, I don't even know. It was probably like 8 years old, just chipping golf balls into a bucket until I was good enough for my dad to take me out. And then we would go out and play and then played a little bit in, middle school and high school. And
Hmm.
now it's just one of my favorite hobbies.
Wow. So what's your handicap?
Right now it's probably like a 10 or 11. It used to be a lot lower when I played more, but
Hmm.
just joined a league this year, so I'm pretty excited to have a set date that I'm guaranteed to go out and play every single week.
Yeah, that's super cool. So tell me about your family, what you like to do other than golf outside of work.
Yeah, I like to hang out with my family. I've got 3 girls, and they are the best. They keep me on my toes. They're like little Kardashians, though. They,
What do you mean by that?
they're just, I love them, but they're just they don't ever, um settle for anything other than the best, right? And that's
Yeah, yeah.
exactly what I want for them.
Okay.
It's just, in our house we started drinking a lot of lemon water. And it
Oh,
seems silly, right? It's just like lemons and water, but now it's to the point where if I go upstairs and I bring my daughter her sippy cup, she's like, "Dad, is there lemon water in that?" And if there's not, I'm going back
Oh
downstairs and
my
cutting a lemon up
gosh.
and putting it in
Oh,
there.
you've spoiled them.
Yeah.
You've created 3 Kardashians.
Oh, they know it, and they look at me and smile when they
Yeah,
say it, like, "You're going back
yeah.
downstairs and putting a lemon in
And how
that."
old are they? What are their names?
I've got Henley, she's 1 year old. I've got Harlow, she's 4, and then I've got Ellie, and she is 11.
Ah, so there's a little
Yep.
bit of gap.
Yeah.
11, 4, and 1. Well, they
Yep.
keep you busy then.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Girls are fun. I have 2 girls too.
Oh, really? What are their names?
Megan and Margaret, but they're grown. You
Okay.
know, my daughters are 37 and 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys do for fun?
Shopping. I
Shopping.
mean, I spoil them a bit too. Yeah. I love it when the guest turns the table on me and asks me the questions. Yeah, no, this is what I want though, for us to just be having a conversation here, Cody. So, if there was any one person that you could meet in the past, someone that's no longer here or someone that's alive today, is there anyone where you would be inspired to meet them?
Wow. That's a tough question. Um, Probably I don't know, probably someone extremely successful, like, the Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Bill
Mm.
Gates, and just kinda understand and pick their brain for a little bit, right?
Mhm.
How's that thing work up inside there? And just kinda
Do you think it's like a supercomputer?
no, I I wanna know how it works. I wanna know what their thought processes are between just everyday life things, not,
Mhm.
business or anything like that, but
Like, if they think about everyday life, you mean?
yeah,
Or
how they think about it,
yeah.
what are their people skills like?
Mhm.
Are they great? How do they approach people and, complex problems
Mhm.
and things like
Mhm.
that regarding people? Because people are a little more difficult to deal with than say mathematical business stuff. Math, you can solve problems with more math. People it's not
People are
tangible.
complex. I think it's, managing people, which you do in the recycling plant. It's tough, right? And
Yep.
and part of the reason that is because everyone's unique. And what works with one person isn't necessarily going to work with someone else.
Yeah, 100%. Um, but it's fun though. It's fun to have a big group of people like that,
Uh-huh.
and then everybody kinda be different,
Mhm.
but everybody kinda start to grow off of each other.
Mhm.
You know, Charles is a great example of that. I used to like my fashion attire before I met Charles was like polo, shirt tucked in, New Balance shoes. I was one step away from having like a phone clip on my belt. And
Do you have a fanny pack that plays music?
I don't. I do need to get one though.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cody's wearing here this, what would you call that? Hawaiian?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
definitely floral.
floral themed shirt. Yes, very, very stylish. So you didn't used to dress like
No,
this?
no, it would be like blue
Well, I think
and
it's because
khaki.
you're living with 3 Kardashians.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So they probably, have made you elevate your fashion.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I gotta thank my wife for some of that too, because
Okay.
she picks out a lot of my clothes, and part of the reason my fashion sense was so low in the past is because I can't match myself. So now she just buys me outfits, and she's like, "Here, wear this together. Take
Yes.
care of that," and I don't look like I'm
And you do it willingly. Like, you don't, fight back on any of that. You're just like, "Yeah, you pick this out, I'm gonna wear it."
absolutely.
So what's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Trisha.
And how long have you been married?
We've been married since. Oh, this question's gonna get me in trouble. Um,
Just say it every year is just a new blessing, so I can't keep track.
2018 is when we got married.
2018.
Yep.
Okay. And how did you meet?
Uh, I saw her at a bowling alley. I was out with my friends and I, uh, I saw her out there. Me and my buddies were talking, and I'm like, "Who is this girl? I've seen her before." And we ended up meeting there, but it was just one of those things where I was like, this girl's way out of my league.
Ah,
I'm just gonna shoot my shot. What do I have to lose?
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
all she could say is no, but she said yes.
Yeah, yeah, and it was,
Now you
that
have
was
3
in
amazing kids.
2013, so we've been together since then.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So when you said when you first started at C&G, you were in process engineering?
Yeah, process engineering, manufacturing
Yep.
engineering, kinda jack of all trades, master of
Okay.
none.
So how did you decide that was the career that you wanted to go into?
I didn't.
Oh, it called
So
you?
I actually applied to be a shift supervisor out
Okay.
here, and when I interviewed, they were like, when I was explaining everything I did as a shift supervisor at my previous company, they're like, yeah, our supervisors really don't do that because I was talking about doing A3s and cost savings and 5S and MDI boards and
Mhm.
process flow evaluations, things like that. And then I ended up having some interviews with Brandon, Mark, and Robin, and they offered me that position, which was kind of cool because my stepdad was a manufacturing engineer
Mhm.
for a large company, and so I kind of picked his brain. I was like, "Hey, is this what all is this about?" I'm not completely an expert in it. It's hard to say I'm gonna take a job doing something when I'm not an expert in it. And he filled me in on what it was about, and I was like, that's all the stuff I like to do. Absolutely.
So, Cody, has there been any adversity in your life that has really shaped you into the man you are today?
Yeah, I'd have to say a little bit, some of which were decisions of my own and just dealing with the ramifications of my own decisions. I was, I think, 17 in my junior year of high school and had a baby. That was a huge transformation in my life.
Mm.
You know, being 17, 18, and then thinking about, "Oh my gosh, Imma have to provide for somebody now,"
Yeah,
not
that's
when
pretty
I'm not
heavy.
even providing for myself yet, and then, trying to figure out what that looks like, right? So, that's where I got started in manufacturing was, "Okay, I need a job, I need
Mhm.
benefits, I need vacation time, I need all these things, and I still have to finish out school." So I ended up getting a night shift manufacturing job. And I would work nights and then I would go take my core classes to graduate and then go home, sleep, go back into work at night, and then come into class. Made it through high school doing that and then was able to save up money to get my own place and provide a household for my family at the time. And I think it's one of those things that you end up in a sink or swim
Yeah, for
situation,
sure.
and you find out who you are really quickly.
Wow. That is an amazing story because, others in your shoes would have not taken that accountability or responsibility, so it really shows the kind of character that you have, Cody.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was difficult, and it wasn't, like, extremely seamless either because I was still growing
Sure.
up over time.
Yeah.
And then I had separated with my child's mother and ended up meeting my wife, which was a huge transformation in my life. That
Mm.
having someone that's so supportive and everything. And I mean, I was making money, but it wasn't a ton of money. And she supported me for so long in everything that I did. And, she really believed that I was smart and I was making all the right decisions and she was going to support me until I get where I wanted to be. And, still to this day, she supports me down this path.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of times we're here late or traveling or stuff like
Mm.
that. And, staying at home and being with the kids. She works full time as well
Yeah.
and takes care of the kids. I mean, that is incredibly honorable. It's harder than going to work every single day.
Yeah.
So for her to do that and to support me is absolutely incredible. And, it helps develop me as a person to be more empathetic and understanding to everybody's situations because you never know what somebody's going through.
You never do. We as I was saying earlier before we started, people are like icebergs, and what we see on the top is only a tip of it. We have so much more underneath the surface. And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So when you are thinking about your future here at CNG, How do you envision yourself? Like, what would your goals be for 10, 20 years from now? What does that look like for you?
Ooh, great question. Just to continue to learn and grow. Um, I was very fortunate to go into the continuous improvement role
Mhm,
because I got exposed not only to everything on the Lexington campus from, the films plants, distribution center, materials warehouse, working on projects
mhm,
everywhere, but also to plants outside of Lexington, such as like Superior, um,
mhm.
Blythewood, Delaware, just a bunch of different places. So I got to learn a lot about the business, which I think helped grow me into the plant manager role today.
Yeah. No, I think that's really important to get exposed to lots of different things because you don't know, like, when you're younger and, you're younger than me. I don't know if you would consider yourself younger, but, you wanna explore and kind of figure out kind of what that matches for you and your talents and interests, so the more you
Yeah.
can do, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've learned a lot in a short time. I think I'm probably one of the youngest plant managers we have. I'm 29.
You're
Yeah.
29? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
You're
So I've learned a
you're
lot in a short time.
yeah, you present yourself as someone much older,
Yeah, it's
and take
it's
that as a
usually the gray
compliment.
hair that presents that,
Yeah,
but
I don't see gray hair. I don't see gray hair, but
that's why I got the
29.
hat on.
So you're gonna be 30 soon.
Yeah, yeah,
When
in
is that gonna
July.
in July. Wow.
Yep.
So what are you gonna do to celebrate being 30?
Uh, again, I'm kind of boring, so I'll probably just hang out with my wife and
Okay.
kids.
You guys
Maybe
have any
maybe go golfing.
oh, now does your wife like to golf?
She likes to come with, but she's very competitive,
Okay.
and since I've been playing for so long, she wants to
Mhm.
come out and beat me, and it doesn't always happen, and I'm not nice enough to let her win.
Yeah.
So,
Eh, you're competitive. That's one of
yeah,
our values here at C&G.
that's right.
So, you're living our values, Cody.
Yeah, but it's fun. We go out, we listen to music, and just hang out outside and get some sun.
It's cool. All right, so I'm gonna give you an opportunity now to turn the table and ask me any question that you wanna ask me.
Okay, I got one.
All right.
So, if you were an operator at CNG,
Mhm,
starting your life over,
mhm.
what path would you take to get to where you're at today?
It's a really good question, because I started my career in manufacturing, not as an operator, but, I've done almost every job on the operating floor from, quality engineer to plant supervisor, materials planner, etcetera. First of all, if I aspired to be a senior leader or be a CEO, um, I would and I was an operator. Am I do I have a college degree yet or not?
I would say probably not.
Not, okay. So, I would put myself through school, continue to work as an operator, but, go to night school, get a college degree because I think education is really important. But I wouldn't quit my job to do it, I would because that's another thing is if you wanna aspire to be CEO, you're gonna have to figure out how to balance a pretty heavy workload and being able to work your job as an operator and then go to school, I think is important. But then I would raise my hand on every opportunity. So if somebody needs somebody, we need volunteers that want to be on the engagement steering committee. That's me. I raise my hand. We need volunteers that, want to go be involved in a community activity. So leaning into anything and everything, I think has been an important part of how I got to where I am and that curiosity, that desire to wanna keep learning and growing and throw yourself into the deep end of the pool, metaphorically, and figure out how to swim. I've done a lot of that over my
So it
career.
kind of ties back into those uncomfortable situations, right?
Totally,
They help you
totally.
grow.
Yeah, you have to be uncomfortable to grow, and that is so true.
Cool.
All right, so, Cody Kennedy, you inspire me.
Thank you.